Hello YouTube fans, here again, and I think it was the Odd Marathon, why not the fifth instalment of Nightmare on Elm Street, that being A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. Now this one's a mixed one, it'd have to be a rant and review, and I'm sorry to anyone who's a Freddy fan, but I'd have to say this would have to be a rant and review, because as you know, I like number one, it's a classic. The second one, underestimated. The third one, very good. The fourth one of my favourites. But this one, it's a mixed bag because I still admit the fourth one kicks the shit out of this one. It really does. They got the dude who we all know as Alice. Who the fuck is Alice? She plays as a role. They've got a boyfriend. She's got a few new mates on the way, and I've got to admit that this one's a bit of a letdown for this one. It really is. You've got a weird opening, and you've got the idea she's bonking a boyfriend. And I remember saying this once when I've done this before. That's been the weirdest bonking scene I've ever seen. Then you've got her having a shower, and then the shower fogs up. I mean, it's a good effect. I like the effect where the shower's fogging up, and she falls out, and she ends up in the past. Again, like number three, they bring back Freddy's mum, the fucking nun. Only this time they've got a longer moggle off her, and you got the idea she's been gang raped because it was mentioned. You don't see it, but you get the idea. I do like one scene, you got Robert England, you got the idea it must be Freddy's dad out of all these maniacs. And then it's got the scene where she's getting dragged and she has this weird deformed baby, which I find funny because Freddy was normal looking. He only looked the way he did because we all know he got burned. And my only issue is, it's like I said with the third one, Freddy's mum, the nun, didn't interest me. The less you knew about Freddy, the more interesting, the more frightening the character is. Could be in your area, could be on your street. The less you knew of this guy, the more frightening he is. But I do like the bits where it's Gothic. I just feel it's a lot more Gothic. They make Freddy a lot more darker like he was in 1 and 2. So I kind of appreciate that. I kind of appreciate it. My only issue is you can see Robert England's art wasn't in it. And this originally was going to be the last one. But we all know in the early 90s, 91, 92, they decided to do Freddy's Finally Dead. And that was going to be the last one. Bullshit. As we all know, they bought others out after. But like I said, Robert England's art wasn't in it. I think at the time he was tired. You know what I mean? He was doing the TV series, Freddy's Nightmares. He directed a movie called 576 Evil in 88. He had the Possessive Elm Street 4. He was doing pop videos, everything of Freddy he was doing. So you could definitely see he was knackered and his art wasn't in it. And the makeup looked like shit. But I'll give it its due, it's a lot darker. The idea is what originally was going to be used for number 2, they decided to use in this. So, like I say, you got Freddy's mum, the nun. You get the typical jump stairs, he wakes up, Robert England jumps out and guards to get it, it's another nightmare. And then you got the idea Freddy comes back. Again, you see the scene again, the nun and all this, and the form-looking baby, then it turns into Freddy. I do love the one line, it always says that. It's a boy. I do like that. She wants a boyfriend. But I do admit some of the deaths are a bit iterative. Even though they've only got 330 deaths, they are a bit iterative. So, the only way you could have seen Elm Street 5 uncut, believe it or not, is either on a laser disc or on the golden days of VHS. DVD, don't bother. Cut to shit because the scene where he kills a boyfriend must be iterative. He turns him into a motorbike. First he's in the car, he says that line, "Better not drink and drive." And then he gets on a motorbike, long behold, it's Freddy, and Freddy turns the lad into a motorbike. Which I thought was a bit iterative, bit gruesome. They got one scene, you got this dude when she's scared of eating a lot, got this really controlling mum. And Freddy gets her and basically feeds her to death. But I do remember there's a scene what was cut out on DVD where he stabs her in the ducts and rips her inside out. This was cut out. The only way you can have the looks of her is seeing it on video. So that's the only way you can see it uncut. I've got to admit the third death's a bit shit. He turns a lad into a comic book and he slices and dices him. I thought that was a bit shit. But like I said, that's only my issue. You only get 3 deaths. The story wasn't really that interesting. Alice becomes pregnant by her other boyfriend, who gets turned into a motorbike and gets killed. So she doesn't really have a lot to do. She doesn't get to do a kung fu like she did in number 4. You only get 3 fighting deaths. Robert England's art isn't in it, and you can see it. You can still see he's tired at this point, playing Freddy Krueger. You can see it. You can see it, and that's why it's got to be a rant, because originally this was going to be the idea for Elm Street 2, where this woman was going to have a baby, it was going to be possessed, it's going to be fed her, and I'm kind of happy they went with the route with the lad Jesse and the possession and all that, because the story didn't really interest me, you know what I mean? It's like, she sees a lad, and she's not even had that, and she's talking to him all the way through, and he says, "You don't love me," and all this. There's one mate he tries to get, who, if you think you've seen her before, she appeared in a Wes Craven film a couple of years later called People Under the Stairs. And I've got to admit, I like her in that more than I do in this film. Like I said, he still does a good performance, Robert England, but you can definitely see he's knackered at that point, you know what I mean? And there are some good bits in it. I love some of the one-liners, but I've had the cheat, bitch. But again, compared to number 4, I didn't think it was that today. So she decides to go after Fedder, and there's a good bit where he gets inside her. I don't mean in a sexual way. It reminds me a bit of Elm Street 2, where he comes out of Dessa, but instead he's coming out of a good bit of practical effect. How I miss them golden days. And then the lad says, "Use your powers," and he fires something at him. Pulls all the souls. Compared to how he died in number 4, wasn't really that impressive. Comes out, fed his mum the fucking nun, gets Feddy the baby, puts it in. It looks really horrible, looks painful. She gets her baby, puts it in, looks nice. But there's one thing I do like. I thought that Alice's father was a dick in number 4. In this, they do make him a lot more of a likeable character and more of a nicer character. So I do like that. I do admit that's like a good little way of changing a character you thought was dislikable in number 4 to make him likeable in this. So she's had the baby, she's with her dad. Got a sort of a secret bait ending, but not a secret bait ending. The walk off, you get a rap song, end of fucking movie. But I like the idea it's down to be Gothic. I can give it leeway on that. I like the idea they're making it a little bit darker like they did in 1 and 2. I'll give it that. But it's like I say, the story after that, there. She's having a baby. And 3 people get killed. Again, if you want to really see it uncut, get it on video or Laserdisc, because DVD, for some reason, cut to shit. But other than that, it's not one of the best of the Elm Street films. If I'm really going to go into Elm Street, I'll watch 1 or watch 2. Believe I may get love for this, but I'd sooner watch 4 than 3. I don't hate 3, but I just didn't think she has much Freddy in it. And the idea of Freddy's fucking mum, the nun, didn't interest me. And again, they kill characters off who you like Alice's boyfriend gets killed. I mean, a good death. But it just reminds me of number 4, where they kill all the D-Warriors, just like that. They kill Alice off in number 3. So that's the only thing that pisses me off. The only thing I'm happy about is they don't kill Alice off. But other than that, I'd give it a 2-star rating. But it'd have to be a review and a rant. Because it's not one of my favourites. If I'm going to go into Elm Street, see Alice, as soon as see 4. But into them, be smart, be safe. I'll do some more movies, more movie reviews later. But into them, I'll see you later.